Yunseo lay curled on the sofa, her breathing soft and peaceful until a finger poked her forehead. "Wake up," came a familiar voice. She groaned, reluctant to leave her dream until the words, "In-law, we have to go to the next interview," snapped her awake. She sat up, startled and confused. Across from her, Kwan-Hu sat relaxed in a black turtleneck, wearing that infuriatingly calm smile. "Did you sleep well?" he asked. Rewind to just a few hours earlier. They sat together. At a restaurant, drinks on the table between them. Kwan-Hu's tone was casual. "If you have money, you can own a team. It's that simple." But then his gaze grew distant. "I didn't want to seem small in front of a junior who once cheered for my dream." Yunseo looked puzzled, clutching the bottle she had brought, unaware of the deeper truth. Behind his words, her curiosity couldn't hold back. "Why didn't you become a baseball player? Were you injured?" Kwan-Hu grinned. "One question at a time, remember?" Then smoothly, he shifted the spotlight. "Your turn. Who was your first love?" Yunseo froze, caught completely off guard. Her reflection shimmered in the drink as panic crept in. "How can I say you were my first love right to your face?" she stammered. Before she could recover, Kwan-Hu downed his drink in one gulp. Time passed, and Yunseo, now drunk, mumbled with her head on the table. "America! What did you do in America?" Kwan-Hu looked at her quietly. "You held out for a while." Like a true PD, she had suggested this drinking session to make up for unanswered interview questions, but now she was out cold. Leaning over her, he gently tucked her hair behind her ear. "I lived under the name Richard Choi," he murmured. "A friend named Kumar helped me back then," he sighed. "I worked endlessly, and after 8 years, I finally reached the major league." His eyes dimmed. "But one day before my debut, it ended." Fist clenched, he added. "Maybe that's why I couldn't abandon the Phoenix players, because I saw myself in them." He looked down at Yunseo's sleeping form. They had nowhere else to go. "Just like I once didn't." Then silence. The next morning, the scene shifted to Rayon's home stadium, filled with the sounds of training. Players moved behind safety nets. Kwan-Hu, now wearing a Phoenix jacket, stood at the edge, calm and composed. Yunseo had dressed casually. Gone was her usual PD uniform. As she watched the field, her thoughts wandered. "If no one finds out, we drank all night. Not that anyone would care." Beside her, a colleague pointed excitedly. "One shot of Choi throwing a ball would be perfect. Don't you agree, PDO?" But she refused immediately. "We're not filming CEO Choi playing baseball. Why not?" "He's got the body of a pro athlete," her colleague pushed. "Because he asked to focus on the players," she said with finality. Still, as her gaze lingered, a quiet thought surfaced. "I want to see him throw a baseball again." But she knew whatever made him walk away, he wasn't ready to come back. Later, as the final interview wrapped, Kwan-Hu stood beside her in front of reporters. The atmosphere was warm, the sky painted in hues of sunset. The reporter asked, "Any words for aspiring players?" He thought a moment. "People always tell you to dream," he began. Yunseo listened closely. "But even when dreams break, reality still grows from their cracks. So don't give up until the very end." Yunseo's eyes widened at that one-word dream. She was suddenly 15 years younger, staring at the hopeful boy who once dreamed of greatness. Hearing him say it now, different. More real. As the interview ended, the crew cheered. Someone shouted, "PD, CEO Choi is treating us to a meal." "I need to finish the edit tonight," Yunseo said, turning to leave but stopped when she saw him laughing with the team. A thought struck her. If this airs, Tak-hung might see it as betrayal. She approached. "CEO Choi, can we talk?" He smiled. "Sure." His manager interrupted. "Talk at the restaurant," Yunseo sighed. "Hurry up and just come." Outside in the dim parking lot, she took a breath. "I need to ask." What will you say to your family about the interview? He was caught off guard. Why do you care? Because they might get mad at you. She laughed nervously. They wouldn't hit a grown son, right? I'll explain it myself, he said calmly. You take the hit for me? She asked. Stunned. He smiled. Your world still seems warm. Her cheeks flushed. Don't tease me. I'm not, he said gently. But if you're really going, I'll go with you. Why? She asked. His smile deepened. You wouldn't meet me for no reason. So I have to keep making them. She blushed. Then if you run out of reasons? He didn't answer right away. Just smiled. And with that signature grin, he declared, by then you'll be the one clinging to me. At ZBS headquarters, the day doesn't start with a warm coffee or easy smiles. It starts with pressure. Heavy, cold pressure. A superior's voice cuts through the room like a blade. PD? How many years have you worked here? And you still don't get it? PDO stands still, her shoulders tight, as if bracing for a storm. He slams the remote. There's no mention of Takan. How are people supposed to care? She tries to explain carefully. CEO Choi didn't want any family details included. But he snaps, you have to say he's Takan's second son. That's the hook. The words land harder than intended. And watching a last-place team practice isn't exactly riveting. You were there, why not show him playing? PDO lowers her head. Yes, sorry. Her passion, once so fierce, now flickers like a dying ember. But when he's gone, her eyes sharpen. No revisions? Then I'll air it just like this. Her fingers return to the keyboard, landing on one frozen frame. Choi Kwan-hoo, smiling warmly. She whispers, Choi Kwan-hoo. Not as a producer, but as someone who refuses to let the story end here. Her mind drifts back to a smug grin. You'll cling to me someday, he had said. Never, she snapped. His answer? Just a confident smirk. Even now it still annoys her. But despite everything, she never wished him harm. Not once. At her desk, she exhales deeply. Reporting. The incident could destroy everything she built. But staying silent would destroy him. She glances at the ring still on her finger. He's still wearing his 2. A soft breath. Right. She murmurs. Her mind is made up. It's time to return at night falls over the city, and in a quiet office, another meeting begins. CEO Choi, a voice says carefully. Across the table sits the Phoenix team's general manager. We won't be able to sign Cha Seung-jae. Silence. The news hits hard. Across Korea, fans buzz with excitement over the star players. Return. Every team is watching. Every owner calculating Jungwoo wants him badly. I want to bring him to Phoenix no matter what. But the reality is brutal. His salary is higher than our entire roster combined. Hashim Unions is offering 15.5 billion won over 4 years. Secretary Beek reports. Jungwoo scoffs. Of course, my father-in-law. Signing him is financially impossible unless Jungwoo sells his shares in Taikang. But no one's willing to buy them. Not with his father, Chairman Choi, in the background. Everyone's afraid of crossing him. Even for me. He leans back, frustration mounting until something shifts in his expression. Find out my father's schedule, he says calmly. His assistant blinks. Why? Jungwoo smirks. Time to show some filial piety. Meanwhile, back at ZBS. Another storm brews. The team gathers for a new planning meeting. The next episode will feature CEO Ella Iranyu, the producer says. Yoon-seo freezes. My father-in-law? She forces a smile. Shouldn't I choose the guest? I'm the lead PD. Their reply is cold. First 3 months, you follow my lead. That's probation. She clenches her fists. This isn't about rules, it's personal. PD Young watches her with smug satisfaction. Having trouble, rich girls? He taunts. She doesn't flinch. She won't give him the satisfaction. If I can't reject his choice, She thinks, then I'll find someone better. Any suggestions? She asks the team. Names are thrown out an author, a CEO, a devoted nun. Yang scoffs at all of them. None of them match CEO Iranyu's charisma, he says with a smirk. Just then, someone hesitantly raises a hand. What about Jane Lee, the Hollywood actress? The room falls silent. She's in Korea for her movie premiere. The girl adds, would she even consider us? Someone whispers, unlikely, nearly impossible. But from the corner, Jungwoo's voice cuts through. I like it, Jane Lee. He turns to Yoonseo. Choose, Iranyu or Jane Lee. Before she can answer, he pats her on the shoulder. At this rate, you'll be a star PD in no time. She stiffens, stunned. The meeting ends. Her team checks in on her. I am fine, she says, brushing off her shoulder. But in the garage, walking to her car, the mask falls. PD Young, you bastard. She knows what he's doing. He's pushing her toward Iranyu. Because Jane Lee is impossible. Or is she? Just then her phone buzzes. A missed call. From Secretary Beek. Her heart skips. Why would he be calling? As she tries to shake the thought, the phone rings again. Hello, this is Secretary Beek from Roan. I saw your missed call, she replies. It's about the interview, he explains. Someone posted a picture of CEO Choi online, and it went viral. Her eyes widen. He's trending. We just wanted to confirm there's no conflict, he says. She scrolls to the post. Thousands of likes. He's really popular, she mutters, but her smile fades. It's good publicity, but his face being everywhere before the broadcast. That's risky. Meanwhile, across town, a phone call ends with 6 quiet words. The CEO is in the hospital. Yoonseo's breath catches. What? The hospital? Yoonseo burst into the hospital, her footsteps echoing with urgency. Spotting Secretary Beek in the hallway, she rushed over, breathless. PDO? He blinked in surprise. Why are you here? Still catching her breath, she fired back. Is CEO Choi really sick? What happened to him? Beek hesitated, confused. I'm just here for the chairman's health checkup. A beat of silence. So it's not Kwon-hoo, it's his father? He nodded. The CEO just came to show their relationship is fine. Realization hit her like a brick. She turned away quickly, flustered. I see. I'll go then. But Beek added with a smile. Shall I tell the CEO you came to see him? She spun around. What? No. He simply nodded. Understood. Still shaken, Yoonseo wandered the hallway, trying to calm down. I really jumped to conclusions. Then her phone buzzed. Choi Kwon-hoo is at the hospital. Her eyes widened. A cane. An illness. Was that why he returned from the US? But no. He wasn't sick. Relief gave way to embarrassment. I feel ridiculous. Then you should learn from your brother. She froze. Her father. Of all people, why here? Why now? He didn't hold back. Still wasting money on that baseball nonsense? Yoonseo turned, trying to hide behind an information board. You're just here for more money, aren't you? Her fists clenched. The way he spoke behind closed doors was a far cry from the loving father he played in public. Elsewhere, Jungwoo stood in a crisp suit, quiet and contemplative. Honestly? You're just too cute. His father blinked in confusion. You were cute back then, and still are. Yoonseo stared, completely baffled. Hey, don't mock him while he's wearing a hospital gown. But Jungwoo kept walking, his eyes stealing a glance back at her with a knowing smile. Her heart skipped. He knew she'd come. He's teasing me, she realized, face burning. Did air get into your lungs or something? His father muttered. Days later, in the sleek Leon building, Jungwoo sat at his desk, admiring a headline. A 3 billion won donation to Taegang Hospital for Pediatric Cancer. Dot's father stood proudly in the photo. Looks like we get along, right? He grinned. His colleague nodded. Some are already reaching out. Time to sell stock? But then another screen caught his eye. Wait, Human Inside aired already? The thumbnail showed him on the baseball field, the CEO who bought a baseball team just because he loved the game. 800,000 views, 0.1 OK likes. His face is public welfare. Read the top comment. He stared at the numbers, confused. Was this show always this popular? No, his colleague replied, and aired the same day as the hospital article. That night, back at the Taekang estate, the mood was tense. His father's voice roared. Of all shows, why that one? Jungwoo walked in, calm. I knew I'd get summoned eventually. His mother covered her face. His older brother stood silently. The patriarch unleashed his fury. Get out of the country. Don't come back until your brother's divorce is finalized. Jungwoo remained composed. I can't shut down my business just like that. Then I'll shut it down for you, his brother intervened. Father, calm down. Jungwoo added quietly, I'll talk to Kwan-hoo and fix this. But as he turned to leave, his father shouted, If you walk out now, I'll erase you from the family registry. Jungwoo didn't react. He heard that line too many times. Outside, he stood by his car until his brother approached. If you told me in advance, this wouldn't have happened. Jungwoo didn't look back. You'd have stopped the broadcast. Was this about the team or her? He turned. Both, his brother recoiled. Leave her out of this. Jungwoo smiled faintly. You already knew, just like father. A perfect heir. He drove off into the night. Elsewhere, Yunseo stared at her phone. 1 million views, 150,000 likes. Her heart raced. I can't believe it went this viral. In the office, her team celebrated. Move up the next air date? She sat quietly, still, processing it all. Back at home, lounging on the couch, she whispered, I'm actually thankful to P.D. Young. Suddenly, her phone rang. Choi Kwan who. Why now? She picked up, happy about going viral. She teased, but his tone caught her. Off guard, YouTube. He replied distantly. What's with his voice? He didn't joke. I just feel down, he admitted. She sat up, stunned. What happened? Trying to lighten the mood, she said. Didn't know in-laws could feel this way. But his voice remained serious. If I'd met you before the wedding. If you called me even once back then. A pause. Would I have turned out different? Yunseo froze. The silence between them said more than words ever could.